So this kind of happened. I got a new van. It's a Peugeot Boxer L3H2, which means it's got quite a high ceiling in it, unless you're 6'5", which I am, but that's okay. I'm not bothered about that at all. If you're watching van conversion videos, and you've probably watched loads of videos already where they all do the same thing. They do sound deadening. So we got a load of this. We got a box full of this Dodo mat, just because I've used it loads before. Not sponsored by them or anything like that. But we've only just got the van, stripped it all out, taken the bulkhead out, as you can see. Also taken the plywood off the sides, taken the floor out. So there's a few things we have had to do. I'm putting windows in here, and I'm putting windows in here, or a window in here, I guess. And then we're going to have a little sliding windows at the back there, and also just here. So I've cut those out. I've never done that before. I've got to be honest, it was a little bit kind of nerve-wracking, because you sort of, at the end of the day, the big ones are okay. They're only sort of, as I'm sure you will see loads of times, you know, but they're just, there's a weld there, and you just kind of cut that. The thing is, when you do the ones on the side door, you have to go across this bit, which is incredibly close to the skin itself. And I just thought, one lapse in concentration, and I'm going to be explaining to my other half why there's a slot that no one needed in the side of the van. But we got away with that, so that was okay. I've got an assistant who's helping me. That's him. He's come out armed with, we're going to stick some more matting on the roof and also on the floor. And so I said, are you coming out to help me? And because we want to do it together, don't we? Mm-hmm. So he said, yeah, let me get a bar of chocolate and a carrot. So standard kind of, standard practice, bar and a carrot. So that's what we're going to do. But as far as the van itself, there are 4 of us, okay? So I've got to get 2, lots of people do kind of a double bed across the back, which is what I think we're going to have. And then, but there are 4 of us. So I've got 3 seats in the front, 2 and a single. And so I've got to get a seat in the back. But at the same time, I've got to do this van so that it can accommodate 2 double beds, which you don't see very often. I appreciate people do it, but I don't really see it very often. So how do you do that? There are people that have, like, the standard thing is to have a bed that is sort of here at this kind of height, goes across, usual IKEA things. I don't know if I'm using those IKEA things or not. And then they'll bang a bed in sort of here, and it just seems a bit tight. So I don't really know what we're going to do. I've got a few ideas, so we'll see how it progresses. So basically, I mean, this is just like, it's just me, making a record of this, because we intend to have a bit of fun, don't we, mate? Probably going to put a max air fan in here. That seems the norm. And then have a skylight at the back. I don't think I'm going to have gas in this van. We've had the vans that I've done in the past have always had little, like, gas cylinders in gas lockers and all that. But I think we're sort of stepping away from that a little bit. Be that because you can't get the gas, or just because, it's another thing to bother with, or because they do so many induction hobs these days for vans that you can kind of use, and they powered by electricity, obviously. I don't really know what we're doing with that yet. Don't know whether I'm going to go down the power bank route. I don't know. There's so many things that are undecided, but I think I'll kind of work that out as I go along. Like I said, I've done lots of conversions before, but they've just been Volkswagens with leisure batteries, or that size of van with a leisure battery, and that kind of does it, and 240 hookup in there and all that. So I don't really know what we're doing with this, but we're going to it's going to develop as we go along, which is, I guess, what makes doing vans quite good fun. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. But for the meantime, we're just going to stick some sound deadening on the roof and the floor. And a lot of people say you don't need to do that, but I bought a massive box of the stuff with, like, I don't know, maybe 70 sheets of it. So I just thought, you know what? Might as well chuck it on, haven't I? Might as well use it. So we're going to put a bit on the floor. Can't do any harm, can it? And we're going to put some on the ceilings as well. And then the rest of it we'll make up as we go along, won't we? That's the best way. I mean, I've got an outline plan. I'm not crazy, but, we'll see what happens. I think things develop as you go along, and ideas that I've got now, I might well change. So we will see. But anyway, for now, I'm going to chuck some sound deadening on. Here we go.
That's really fun.
Do you want me to wait till you've eaten your carrot?
Yes.
Unbelievable. Already we're waiting for carrots to be eaten. Is it going to take long?
Yeah, it's going to take very long.
Can it not?
No.
It's getting cold. Come on, eat your carrots. Right, so. One of the other things that I haven't decided yet, I don't know whether Lots of people use that SIP insulation on this, but I've got to be honest, I don't really like it. Only because I work with it too much anyway, and it's blooming horrible stuff. Not in a kind, just as in a mess way. So I'm thinking I might go with that plastic bottle insulation, which I've used before, and I quite like it, to be honest. It's easier to kind of chuck in and all that kind of, again, insulation. I'm not really thought about that either, if I'm honest. The only stipulation that I've had at the moment from my partner is, can we have big monster truck wheels on it? Right, it's worth mentioning as well, just because I sent him a message telling him all of this came as a result of Dave Outdoors. If you don't follow his YouTube channel, you should, because it's great. It's very entertaining. But he bought one of these vans, and that made me go, that looks quite cool. That looks like good fun. And then I resisted for like months and months and months. And then I thought, do you know what? The next van that we do, let's not make it, the ones I've been doing. Let's go for something different. Dave Outdoors, great channel. Don't go and watch it, because this will happen. Guaranteed. Actually, do go and watch it, because he's a nice guy. Lost my helper, by the way. Xbox was calling apparently, or something like that. It is the start of what will be hopefully quite a nice transformation from a van into a camper. Lots of things to decide. Like I said, I do have a sort of brief outline of what it is that I want to achieve. I've got to get, like I said, 2 double beds in here. I'm not sure which way we're going in that. I've got some ideas. There's definitely going to be one fixed bed at the back, and you know what it's like. I think vans do genuinely evolve. So I've always had the like the just laminated glass windows that you put on, that all vans seem to have, but I'm thinking I might have the safari style windows in this, just for something a little bit different. Not had that before. Got lots of plans, but don't know which one I'm going to go for. It's probably the better way of looking at things. I'm not like bought a van and then gone, don't know what I'm doing. I sort of do know the options that I can do. I don't know which one I've decided on yet. Not bothering with a shower or anything like that. Just from previous experience, we've had motorhomes with washrooms in, thinking that would be great. We could go somewhere, and I appreciate, people with them might use them. We didn't use it. We hardly ever used it, so it just took up space. So we're going to avoid doing that. And like I said, kitchen wise, I don't know whether we'll have an oven or not. I haven't decided. It's sort of one of those things we're discussing. I think the fridge for definite. No gas in it, as I said earlier, but the problem is, it's like, you'll know this if you've been watching lots of YouTube videos, there are so many different things, and you think you've got your idea and what you want to do, and then all of a sudden you see something else and you go, actually, do you know, I really like that. I like that idea, which is the beauty of YouTube and YouTube videos, is not necessarily the how-tos, but the ideas that you get from YouTube, I think, can be very beneficial. There are lots of great people on there who've built vans, and I've watched them build their vans, even though I've done a few of my own. It's like I said, I haven't done one this size, so we'll see. It's quite exciting. And I think the nice thing is that, my 2 boys will get involved in some way, shape or form when they're not Xboxing and doing whatever. And it'll be nice to be able to look back and go, remember when we did that? As a lot of people have pointed out. So that's quite cool. So thank you for watching this bit. I've got to be honest, it's blooming freezing. I'm blooming cold. Heater, there's another thing I haven't decided on. I had one of the kind of really big, posh, silly heaters that cost a fortune in a previous van that I've done. Yeah, I see so many people who are happier with the cheaper versions of, and you kind of go, the old saying, buy cheap, buy twice. I'm not sure that's true, to be perfectly honest. I think there are some really good quality heaters on the market these days that, if you shop carefully, you could probably get something that will do the job and save you money at the same time. So I've got all these things racing around in my mind, and we'll just we'll see how it all pans out. So if you'd like to be part of that, it would be great. Feel free to subscribe. Also, comments wise, subscribe. I know everyone says all that stuff, but comments wise, genuinely, if you've done a van like this, if you've made mistakes on a van like this, or if you've just had brilliant ideas that work on a van like this. Like I said, it's the Peugeot Boxer, which I think is a great van. I've had one as a van before, but not to turn into a camper or whatever you might want to call it. But I've had the van, and I do like the van. They're a decent size, they're a nice size, but I've not had one that I've turned into a camper. That was the main thing for me, was to get that. And I know they do, you know, the Fiat Ducato, the Peugeot Boxer, and the Citroen Relay. And so I kind of wanted to get the van first, and then all the ideas that I've got, I'll kind of sit down, which is what I intend to do, and work through them all and work out what works best for us. So if you want to be part of that, then feel free to subscribe. Hopefully it'll pay off and it'll be great. But thank you for watching. Like I said, feel free to subscribe, like, all that stuff, and feel free to put any comments on. And thank you for watching.